This is the Heart of LAFC podcast, episode 126.
And Joseph Zacher.
What is up? Welcome to the Heart of LAFC podcast. My name is Jerry Jimenez, your host, your friend, your insider into the Los Angeles Football Club. Thank you for joining Joseph and I for episode 126 of the Heart of LAFC. Mr. Joseph Zacher, what's going on, sir?
Greetings, sir. Greetings, sir. It's been one heck of a week and a half, sir.
Oh, my goodness.
Man, oh, man. I cannot wait. I cannot wait. We've got, about 7 days to go until we got our first big match.
7
A real one.
Yeah.
Our international. And so the lead-up has been pretty intense this last week and a half here.
Yeah, it's been pretty nutty, man. And also, I mean, let's just jump right into it. I mean, this last week was jam-packed. And I mean jam-packed with events. It wasn't just a jersey release. It was like a week of events entitled The Fabric of Los Angeles. And I know we talked about it a little bit the last episode, but before we jump into that and details and all the cool stuff that went down, and of course our beautiful home jersey, shout out to everybody that is in the chat right now. Thank you guys for joining us. There was a little bit of a technical difficulty there in the beginning, but we got it going. On my end, everything was good. Just you guys maybe heard us a little weird. I don't know what happened exactly, but we're good now. So I see Andy's in here, Jose, Jason, Abel, Pablo, Josh is in here, Marvin, Johnny, Sam. What's up, Sam? Keel, Christopher, Heel is in here. Man, super excited to see you all joining us here. Of course, let's just jump into it because there is a lot of stuff that went on this week, Mr. Zacher. Let's jump into the FC Dallas LAFC friendly real quick. So just to kind of get it out of the way, because, again, preseason games, they tell us a little bit about certain things, but not too much. All right. Let's see here. FC Dallas 2, LAFC 2. I mean, what should we talk about?
I think it's more about experimenting with the lineup, seeing who works. I guess basically it was a tale of two matches, really, depending on who was in there. What I'm gathering from what I'm hearing, it's a lot of, well, the starters are the starters. They're at a speed that's actually much more superior to what Dallas has to offer. Of course, they're using some kids too. But now our academy kids are getting caught up with the speed of the new game, right? Of the bigger players, and also guys getting into shape. So touch, feel, get things going. Again, can't look too much into the score because, our classic mid isn't there. Yeah. The guys that could kill transition play, they're not there. So it's a lot of experimenting and seeing who can handle it in situations that they haven't been comfortable with. So, yes, good build-up play, good starting lineup. Everything's looking good. I think the story would probably be Rodriguez and Palacios for the day.
Of course, Rodriguez, right? Scoring his second consecutive goal in 2 preseason matches. I think he's getting fired up. I guess we can say that, right? Just like we do in beer pong. Fired up. He just has to keep it going, man. And actually bring that into the regular season. That's the goal there.
And I've heard from multiple sources that this is the first time that these two players, Palacios and Rodriguez, get the chance to actually warm up through a preseason with the club, ease into our system as well with the proper offseason and preseason, rather than catching it with everybody in midseason form. So it gives them a chance to warm up with everybody else and be on the same speed from game one.
Yeah.
And having everybody gone lets them actually shine as well and be the stars of the lineup. So that's what I'm gathering. That's what I've heard from several sources, that this is, and even the source, I'll say that, that basically, this is their time to shine because people are out of the lineup. So, and they're shining. They're showing what they've got. So it's good. I know Palacios took a knock in this game, which kind of stinks, but I'm sure he'll be fine.
Well, also, I understand that it got a little bit heated at times, too. So these preseason games are, I mean, yes, they're supposed to be friendly, and fun. And unfortunately, sometimes they do get a little chippy at the end there. And that's what I was reading about. So if you want to know what I'm talking about, head over to LAFC, of course. Mr. Vince La Rosa always over there. I don't know why I always want to say De La Rosa. It's not De La Rosa.
I know,
Vince
it's hard,
LaRosa.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's Vince La Rosa, and he is doing a fantastic job over at LAFC.com. So make sure you check out the 3 takeaways from the 2-2 game against FC Dallas. Nothing much really, to talk about. I know, again, Brian Rodriguez. I would say the more important thing is, yes, that's 2 in a row now, 2 consecutive preseason matches where he scores, and that's exciting. We gotta hopefully bring that and see how it goes, man. We'll see. We'll
yeah, I also heard some of the physicality was due to just a little bit of sloppiness because of academy players.
Sure.
A little slow to the challenge and leaving the boot in a bit too long,
Yeah.
Which comes from rust and comes from a lack of experience and a lack of control. So it is what it is. These things happen. I know Dio went down with injury because of this similar situation. So, yeah. That's what kind of happens, and it's a little scary because we've only played a few preseason games and we keep taking knocks in each one, and that's not good.
Not good at all. No, and let's move on from that now. We do have Toronto game, which we'll talk about a little bit near the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. I know there's a lot of us that are going to be going to that game. I personally cannot make it out to that game.
I'll be there for the second half.
I know it's kind of a weird. So we're
work is work
during the week, right? It's a Wednesday.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But we'll talk a little bit about that. We did talk about it in episode 125 too, so you can check that out. But we're gonna briefly run through it in this one as well because it's up and coming. Now,
yes.
One thing that we really need to dive into, and maybe we are not going to necessarily give you all the information. Something that I do have to mention is that we try not to script our shows, and I'm sure you guys can tell that when we do our shows, we're not really reading off of anything. Once in a while, yes, we'll read stuff because it's just perfectly written by somebody else, or we'll write something that is just we don't want to miss anything that's crazy important. So with that being said, I would like to just let you know right now that I don't ever claim to be a know-it-all when it comes to the collective bargaining agreement or anything that has to do with the Major League Soccer Players Association or MLS rules or anything like that. However, I will do my best, and Joseph probably knows more than me, will also do his best where he has some gaps of knowledge because it is so confusing. And I'm sure you guys already know that. I don't need to tell you that. You don't come here for all the crazy facts, but we are going to do our best to give you those facts to the best of our abilities. And with that being said, Joseph, finally, and actually with 2 weeks left before it expired, before it was thought to, be held till the collective bargaining agreement, the CBA, has been agreed upon by MLS Soccer, and I should say by MLS because the S in MLS is soccer, but you know what I mean. MLS and the MLS Players Association have agreed to between 2020 and 2024. So for the next, I guess it's 5 years. For the next 5 years, there's a few things that have been now agreed upon. Yes. Now, we'll run through those real quick. Joseph, we'll take turns there. I don't know if you can pull it up on your notes, but
I got it. It's right here.
The key features. So I'm going to go through the image. Some of the key features. $1.9 billion investment in the new deal. They're going to have 24 and 5 expanded free agency eligibility, and that
as
means
opposed to 28.
Yeah, so it's 24 years old and 5 years. In the
huge. Now guys can actually get free agency in their primes.
In their prime.
It used to be where it was 28, and come on, let's be honest, a lot of guys didn't have 5 years experience at the age of 28 when it first popped out, and now they finally get a chance to get into free agency mid-career. So it's like, well, what are you going to do, right? You're going to have to really value your players and pay them what they're worth, and rather than holding them hostage by a contract. So this is good things, especially knowing with the academy kids kicking in and these younger players stepping up. Free agency is going to kick in pretty quick here.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that's great. And then we also have $55 million in performance-based bonuses. So there's some added incentives there for the players. There's also an annual increase in mandatory charter legs. I can't read because my accent is getting in the way, but it's, I believe, going to be mandatory. So it's starting with 8, and for the next few years, it's going to increase by 2 until it gets to 16 mandatory charter legs for the players.
Right. So, and even better, All CCL matches have to have charter flights. All playoff matches have to have charter flights.
There you go.
Huge. And pretty much if it's cross country, they're on charter. That's just basically the way it's breaking down. And the increase is huge each year. You could see it. And we'll go on the bottom as to how it's growing. But I really do like the way they graduate into this. Not just, boom, here it is, because that would really be a hard hit on the league. It gradually increases. So It's good. It's good. So in terms of the free agency, we can toss into there, like I said, 24 plus 5. The cool thing is there's no cap on free agents a team can actually sign. So if there's a huge, lovely free agent market and you've got the budget and you're rebuilding your squad, guess what? Spend away if you can afford it. It's good. It's good. It's less restrictive for the players, and that's essential. That's going to make things much more competitive in this league and force certain teams that like to sit with inferior rosters and just kind of hang out to really step in. Otherwise, they're just going to be a doormat every year. This really keeps things competitive. Yeah. So this would, by changing to 24 plus 5, it more than doubles players eligible, eliminates player exclusions based on salary, and removes salary restrictions up to the max salary budget charge. Yeah. There you go for free agency.
Yeah.
Huge. Senior minimum compensations. By 2024, the minimum will be $109K. Yeah, that's wild right there. That's a lot of money if you think about it for MLS, especially when only a few years ago it was $24K. So yeah, that's kind of nuts. Kind of good.
Well, it's increasing the individual performance bonuses. So like each player, is giving them a possibility of getting up to $35,000 more.
Yes, and the bonuses include, I'm going to read these bad boys off. Play bonus, roster bonus, team win bonus, regular season bonuses, playoff bonuses, tournament bonuses, and starter bonuses, among others. But yeah, improved competition through increased performance bonuses. Nothing's guaranteed, right? So got to fight for that position.
Hey, real quick, because I see it here in the chat, and I appreciate you guys chiming in. I'm seeing all of the messages, by the way. It says you guys missed a huge part of free agency. No cap on how many free agents a team can sign, which is also.
I said that.
Did you say that? I see. You weren't paying attention.
Yeah, I said that.
Along with me, I wasn't paying.
Dang, dude. Yeah, no, I said that one. I know that.
I was trying to keep up with the chat over here. I shouldn't do that. All right, I'm turning you guys off. No, I'm just kidding.
So other funny things, cool things. To me, the biggest thing to me that stands out is TAM now becomes a part of GAM.
Yeah, so no more. Rest in peace, TAM.
Bye-bye, TAM.
Yeah.
Yeah. No confusing things. Now we can figure out what the hell's going on with these lineups and rosters, because TAM was confusing. It was. Confusing to everybody, including GMs. So honestly, I don't think they liked it anymore either.
So it's basically just general allocation money now. It's not targeted. You're not going to target anything anymore. It's just all general.
Right. So this allows domestic players.
Listen, Garber bucks are Garber bucks. It's going to, whatever.
Yeah, things happen. And then the other crazy thing is revenue sharing for TV.
Yeah, now this one.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
The cool thing is there's a massive TV deal that's getting locked in for MLS right now. And the reason this was a sticking point was because you're playing with funny money, right? MLSPA knows there's going to be an increase in TV revenue, but they don't know how much it's going to be, and the league is less than willing to say what it is. So percentages is what you have to play off of in case it's really lucrative. Yeah. So to get that is huge, because that's not been a part of it before. It's a whole new dynamic, which tells me that the league's getting some really awesome deal that we don't know about yet. Like killer deal. I think it's going to be a lovely one. So good for us. TV's essential in sports. You know that. So
squat underscore on our chat room right now said TAM still exists. It's slowly getting smaller, but there's still 1.2 million in TAM this year.
It's gonna die.
1.2 million is nothing, but yes. All right.
It's on its way.
If you want to get crazy. Did everybody miss what I said in the beginning of this? I said I wasn't going to go into specifics. You're not here for facts. Go read about it.
Well, a little bit. There's a little bit. Yeah, I mean, again, between 2019 to 2024, a lot of this stuff is just drastic changes. Yeah. Let's see. Roster spend. Other things that really stand out to me.
Yeah, Junior. Yeah, TV money is huge for players long term, is what he said. Agreed.
Yeah, that's the key. To me, the flights are the biggest thing to me in terms of performance. Guys aren't stuck in layovers anymore when it comes to big games, the big games. So that's important. Mm-hmm. There's a 401k contribution. Travel per diems are increasing as well. Moving stipends and benefits are included. Benefit extension for veterans. So these are good things. These are critical things. It seems like a massive win for the Players Association. Oh, it really does.
Big time.
Yeah. And so what does that mean for all of us? Should be a better product on the field, should be more lucrative, should be a better draw for players to come back, especially domestic players. I mean, really? National players probably be more tempted to come back knowing, what the waters are like. And players are going to be in better form throughout the season rather than being dragged through, airport to airport to airport. Good things. Good things.
Johnny's talking smack about my Darth Vader cup. So for those of you that are listening and not watching on YouTube, my coffee that I drink out of is it's not Darth Vader, by the way. He said Darth Vader cup, but this is actually
like
Kylo Ren. I don't know what you're thinking, Johnny, but it says "Rule the Galaxy," and you know what? It's all black and red. And if you guys remember, those were our colors for a while. So.
Yeah, it's really easy to rule a galaxy when they're charging $500 player appearance.
We're not talking about that other.
Okay, I can't help it.
All I'm saying is, I love my cup of coffee. You don't need to get me another cup, but if you so decide to do that, I will gladly take it. Thank you. Okay, moving on.
All right, so we can move on from the contract. Just what do we know? We're playing. That Guanajuato and visiting Leon is in. We don't have to worry about losing the match next week. We don't have to worry about any of this for a while now. Now I can worry about things getting better for the players, getting better for us, and enjoying football.
Absolutely. Now, along with all the good things, I hate to get sad and little on the negative side, but it's going to happen. I know it's a roller coaster. Being a supporter of any MLS team is a roller coaster, really. And LAFC, as of late, has been a bit of a roller coaster. Not too crazy, not as much as maybe others. However, somebody that I was very much looking forward to seeing kick butt this season is maybe going to miss a little bit of the season. Mr. Adama Diomande, number 99, has been hurt. Actually, I believe it was during the New York City friendly.
Uh-huh.
And he is going to be out for a little while, unfortunately.
Yeah, I heard it was an academy kid that came in late on the play.
No.
That's what I heard. But it is what it is, right? I mean, everybody's playing the youngsters out there. So, busted right foot. Going to be out for a little while.
Yeah.
It stinks, man. Too many times for him.
Man.
And it's just not something he can control, right? You get decked. It's like.
Yeah. I was reading. So I hadn't heard about this until I was reading the news on the website, and it said Adama Diomande will miss competitive action after suffering a broken right foot in preseason. And I just cringed, like, a broken right foot? No. Yeah. So Bradley said the injury was a fourth metatarsal fracture. I don't know if that's been updated or if you have any recent information on that, but apparently he will be missing the beginning of the season. And Bradley said, we're confident that this is an injury that will heal in a strong way and he'll be back and ready to contribute. But it does look like he'll be missing out at least on the opener of the CONCACAF Champions League series.
So I think that's like a 4 to 6 week injury?
Yeah, well, I've heard different things.
I've heard different timetables, timelines. All I know is I feel sorry for Dio because he was so, I don't know, he just had that vibe this year, ready to turn that corner and start ripping things up. So, it stinks. It really does. And thankfully, this is something that heals up pretty well. Should be pretty consistent heal. So, yeah. Hoping and praying for a quick recovery. We need him out there.
Absolutely. We definitely need him. And with that being said, there also is a couple of other good things that happen. They're just going back up and down. But Tommy Lee. What's up, Tommy Lee? In the chat said he saw you in Chinatown. I don't know if
dude.
Did you say hi to him?
So much fun.
Did you have anybody say
What's
hi
up, brother? I saw a lot of folks out there.
Okay,
it was
cool.
a great time.
Nice.
A lot of us. Yeah.
You want
Ran
to just
into a
jump
lot.
into that now before we talk about this other thing?
Nah, man. Let's talk about football, then get into the fun and games.
Okay, cool. Okay, that sounds
Yeah.
like a much better plan. See, we don't have a script. This is weird. we
We'll do it live.
We just jump all over the place. All right. Along with
got the script.
Along with Diamante's injury, it's weird and a little interesting how this information came up almost right after. So I don't think we talked about Diamante's injury last time, right, Joe? I think you mentioned it off the air.
No, we
actually.
did. I think we did.
I think
We didn't have as many specifics, but we knew he was. We said we heard he was hurt, but we didn't get into specifics.
Okay, because I do remember you saying, Dio's hurt, right? And I was like, oh no. I think that was the first I heard of it. But this other information that we're about to jump into right now came, eerily quickly after we found out about Diamante. Now, it was reported a long time ago that a certain Mr. Bradley Wright Phillips was training with LAFC and then very quickly was gone.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was assumed automatically that him leaving meant that he had not been, brought into the squad for the 2020 season at least. And not the case, sir. Because, hey, even though till this time of recording, till today, till 10:22 p.m. on a Monday, LAFC has not said that Bradley Wright Phillips has been signed. There's nothing that has come out. I know. But then they didn't they? I think they retweeted the Bradley Wright Phillips tweet, which said, "Let's do this," and then he tagged LAFC and LAFC 3252. Bradley Wright Phillips is an LAFC player. Everybody, woohoo! Now. That maybe doesn't sound as excited as I actually am about this, because we're going to jump into his career right now. And if you guys aren't excited about having him and the idea that if he is anywhere near as good as he was in 2018 or 2017, you're out of your mind. And I'll tell you why in 2019 it wasn't as good. But, Joseph, how are we feeling about this, man?
I'm feeling good. If he's healthy, I'm happy. That's how I'll say it. If he's healthy, dude, we are in a great spot if he's healthy. That's the key. If from what I'm hearing, he's in total form, it's looking great. So, healthy Bradley Wright Phillips means we're making a run for just about everything, honestly. Yeah. Depth, everything. If he was a super sub, my word, you want to deal with that guy late in the game? If he's the starter, well, good. He's going to give you probably 65, 70 good minutes. Dio gets healthy, well, there you go, right? They can switch off. It's great. It's options. This is a guy, for 5 straight seasons. Thank you, Alicia, for this stat. He scored at least 17 regular season goals. Man's one of the fastest players to score 100 goals. I think I posted up a highlight video for a few people about his 100 goals with Red Bull. Dude, talk about the headers, the amazing right foot, clicking the heels after scoring goals, swagger, guys, swagger, and bicycle kicks. Yes, the man likes to score bicycle kicks. The guy can put it in from anywhere. He's a finisher. So we are in a great spot with him being healthy and on our squad and hungry. Okay, and from what I've heard, mindset-wise coming in, he's 100% on board. The reason that I was told, or that I know that he's left training, had nothing to do with us. We wanted him to stay on. It had more about doing making the deal right, making the deal happen, and back end work.
Yeah.
So yeah, business. It was about business. So I won't get into details that far, but that's what it's about. He's back. He never wants to leave. He wanted to be here. This is where he wanted to play. He was dialed in for this. He's beyond happy to be here. He's truly into the black and gold. As you see, the announcement for one of the rarest times ever was actually given to Bradley Wright Phillips and the 3252 to release.
Yeah.
That's how the club chose to do it. Because why? He's so happy to be with the club that he wanted to be the one to get the chance to scoop. So check that out.
Yeah,
he wanted
so
to introduce himself.
a couple of things about Bradley Wright Phillips. If you didn't know, he is the son of former Arsenal and England player Ian Wright. All right, and his older brother Sean Wright Phillips was his teammate for a little while with the New York Red Bulls as well. I think it was only for like 2 seasons, but he is a Manchester City somewhat legend, I guess you could say. For the short amount of time that he was there, he was with Southampton, Plymouth Argyle, Charlton Athletic, and then he was loaned out to Brentford before going to New York Red Bulls, where he made 195 appearances and scored 108 goals in that time between 2013 and 2019. Now, here's the thing is, he got high up there in age, and I don't think he's old. He's actually my age. He was born the exact same year that I was born, so there you go. I think he is in great shape. However, the big difference between being able to, hang in there like he did in 2000. First of all, 2017, 2018 seasons were great for him, and then going to 2019 not as good, was because the Red Bulls, the way that they play, their style of play, requires a lot from their number 9, right? A lot, and a lot of physicality. And of course, Bradley Wright Phillips being up in age is not quite that type of number 9 that I think New York Red Bulls needed. And so he unfortunately had to sit out a bit. Now, he still stayed. He still played a few games, and he actually hung in there and had some very important, contributions to the squad, even in 2019. Now, the difference between him playing with New York Red Bulls and playing for LAFC is going to be huge, because he is going to have the people around him to feed those balls to him. He's going to find those open. He is a master at finding open spaces. He's going to have people up front and in the middle to get that ball to him when he needs it. And he just literally will need to just knock it in. Now, he is absolutely the number 9 that we need. And a lot of people maybe don't see that yet, and I can only hope that they do start seeing that. Now, do I think that he's going to be a starter? No. I think that he would be an off-the-bench super sub, and I do think that, when Diomande comes back, he's going to absolutely have that spot. However, Bradley Wright Phillips is a fantastic, fantastic player, and I am so excited to see him wear the black and gold and play for us, because this guy, I'm telling you right now, I'm taking the over on 10 goals this season. I really am.
And my thought was, if he gets 10 goals this year, it's a successful season. He's done his part.
Yeah. And I have a feeling he's going to do more than that. But yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I mean, if 17 is what he tends to average. He's had 27 in one season when he was in his full prime. I mean, crazy stuff. Again, health is key. Now, if you make him the starter every match, health isn't going to hold out.
That's
right?
true.
And of course, what are you going to do when you have Rossi and Rodriguez and Vela? Like, is he going to push any of those guys out of the lineup? It's a hard ask.
Yeah, that's a very hard ask. Here's the thing, too. The conversation is starting to be had about Carlos Vela being the number 9, being a false 9, I guess. He's done that before. I just don't see that happening. I don't think that that's what Bradley wants to do with Vela. Clearly, Carlos should be on the right-hand side, and only on the right-hand side. That is his spot. But, I mean...
That's what he prefers. Yeah.
And he's just so good at that position. I mean, I don't think... Yes, he can pull off the false 9, but I don't think that that's what, we are looking at having this season. Now, will that have to happen? Possibly. I
think it's a helicopter. Once again, everybody's shifting around, but when Bradley Wright Phillips comes in, I think you see Vela slot back to the right.
Sure.
Rodriguez probably comes out, Rossi stays on the left, and they go from there. And he becomes a target. So basically, it adds an extra little bit to what we can do in a game.
A little oomph.
So it gives us options. Definitely gives us options up top. Same with Dio. We know what Dio can do. And I know Josh Perez left, so we needed another guy up that way anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wonder what's going to happen
sense.
Then, man. We need to keep up with Josh. He was obviously he didn't really bring that much to the squad when he played. I feel like he's a great guy, but I don't know if he necessarily was what the club needed at this point in time. I
mean, I've heard some other stories about why he went, and It might not be purely sporting. Could be
Okay.
family, could be something else, but
Okay.
I wouldn't read too much into it as a knock against Josh. Is basically the needs of a player. I would go to that route, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know much, can't say much. Just hearing things.
Yeah.
But personal preferences, I think it's a mutual agreement. So yeah, when they say mutual, it really was a mutual agreement.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Let's see here. Do we need to talk about the
But
rumor?
Andy,
Yeah, well, I think we need to talk about.
I like
this one.
Rumorville, dude.
Oh yeah, and this is a good one
Yeah.
because this one, I put it through the John Thornton filter, and guess what? It works.
Really?
Yeah, it works. I think that this is one that is actually, I think it might actually have some legs. So I think we need to talk about it. So Andy Najjar, he is an ex DC United player. All right, his professional career started with DC United. He's a youth player for DC. Went on and played in 2010 to 2013. He had 83 appearances with 10 goals. So, I mean, he's a right back, right winger position. He was then loaned out to Anderlecht in Germany.
No, that's Belgium.
Belgium. Sorry.
Mhm.
And then has been with them since 2013. 126 appearances with them, 11 goals. Unfortunately, he has had quite a bad health track record, and so
Yeah.
he's been just I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this because again, you were talking about Bradley Wright Phillips. As long as he's 100% healthy, that guy is great, fantastic. I think it's going to be the same with Andy. I think they're kind of playing, Russian roulette here and hoping that they get the healthy Andy Najjar, but we'll see because since 2016, he had a cruciate ligament rupture. Then he had a knee injury. Then he had a hamstring injury. And then in 17-18, he had thigh problems. And then a hamstring injury. And thigh problems again. And then fitness. And then he fell ill. And then he had a muscle injury. And then he had a cruciate ligament rupture.
I'm not the greatest when it comes to math, but 2018-2019 season, he lost 28 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, 17-18 season, again, not the greatest at counting, but we're pushing, over 30 games lost? Like, 16-17 was 36, 30, 38 games? What? Dude,
Yeah,
that's scary.
A lot.
Yeah, I hope and pray. And the last one was fitness, so I don't know. I mean, if people are worried about Bradley like Wright Phillips and his health,
Yeah.
you gotta wonder with Andy, like where's he at physically? If he's healthy,
Well, and that's
we know the one place that we're light is at right back. Not against our starter, who's with the right back. Who's behind him? Right?
Correct.
Who's behind him? Now, if you're bringing Andy Najjar to be like a reserve back, will that help history? Maybe. The skill set's there. It's just if he can stay fit. That's all of it. That's the whole story here. If he's a fit player, he belongs in this lineup. He belongs on this squad.
It's a position of need, right?
It is. We're
absolutely
kind
a
of in this
position of need.
moment.
Now, here's the thing, and again, I will do my best. I don't pretend like I know all of this, but one of the big things here that came up, and as I was doing a little bit of research, a little bit of preparation, came the allocation process and the mechanisms in order for us to be able to get Andy Najjar. Because keep in mind, he is actually in the allocation ranking list for 2020. Now, for those of you that don't know what it is, let me read this directly off of the MLS website. It's really interesting. A lot of you may not understand, like, allocation money, allocation ranking order, allocation, lists. So, kind of to give you guys a quick, I guess 101 on that. The allocation process is the mechanism used to determine which MLS club has first priority to acquire a player listed on the allocation ranking list. So, the ranking order is who gets to pick somebody from the allocation ranking list. The list consists of certain U.S. men's national team players, elite youth U.S. national team players, or former MLS players returning to MLS after joining a non-MLS club. For example, Andy Najar. There's people like Cubo Torres. Actually, I can go through this list. Tyler Adams is in here. Miguel Almiron is in here. Jeff Cameron. People like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Omar Gabber's in here. Okay. Andre Horta is in here, believe it or not. So Christian Pulisic is in here also. Just to throw that in there.
Yeah.
And so generally the allocation ranking list will be updated once a year on the day after the conclusion of the MLS regular season. Okay. And then the allocation ranking list will only be edited during the year if a player is transferred out of the league or if a top youth national team player is added to the list. And then the allocation ranking order is set by taking the reverse order of the club standings, which already puts us all the way to the end because
we're 24 out of 26, guys.
Yeah. The club standings at the end of each MLS season, and then taking playoff performance into account with the new expansion clubs at the top of the order. So in 2020, Nashville SC is at the top, and then Inter Miami. Okay. Once the club uses its allocation ranking to acquire a player, so if Nashville SC says we're gonna use our ranking order, we're gonna get one of these players from the allocation ranking list, then they automatically go all the way to the bottom. Ranking can be traded provided that part of the compensation received in return is the other club's ranking. So at all times, each club is assigned one ranking. The ranking resets at the end of each MLS league season. So only for the 2020 season will we be in 24th in the allocation ranking order. Okay, so that means that only Toronto FC and Seattle Sounders are below us. Does that make sense? Okay.
Yep.
Now, Andy Najar is in this list as a transfer classification, which means we have to figure out or trade or something has to happen where we need to get that top allocation order. So basically we have to go through this list and all of these people have to say, nope, we don't want him. We don't care about him. We don't want him to be able to get Andy Najar. So there's still a process. Now it's been rumored that he is in Los Angeles doing his physical already for the club. I don't know if that's true or not.
Which means we probably, if that's the case, then we've obviously got something set up with one of these teams on the list, maybe Nashville, maybe Inter, whoever wants to take a ransom payment, right? And throw themselves down the list, right? I mean, that's kind of how it sets itself up. So I have a hard time thinking Nashville and Inter would even want to sell it out. They'd probably just be like, yeah, we're not interested. So who knows? I think a lot of teams would be scared away because of his history of injuries.
Yeah.
So it might be one of these cases where we just got super lucky on the player that we found. We'll see. If we're signing them. I don't have traffic on this one or have heard any noise. So this one's been quiet. No denials or anything. So I know what I've said before about that, but yeah, but I haven't heard any heat with this one yet.
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much where we're at right now with Andy Najar. Just to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update of how difficult it would be. It's not the easiest of things. And also on top of that, the injury proneness. Is that a word?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about it. However, he is a position of need. So we'll see. And he's a good player. He's a darn good player. So if he does come to LAFC, I am more than happy to have him come on. Oh, yeah. Big time.
More depth, and I believe he does hold a green card. So
and there's that.
So does Bradley Wright Phillips. In case you didn't know.
Oh yeah.
Counts as a domestic player. Doesn't hurt us at all.
Oh yeah. For those of you wondering what that box that said domestic male on the LAFC tour, it was Bradley Wright Phillips. Okay.
It was.
Don't be hoping out for somebody else. That was Bradley Wright Phillips.
And come on, that hat tilt was pretty darn cool. I gotta say, that was a good one. It was original. Right?
Yeah, it was really good. I mean, I think it was the first one. Dude, I was like, wow.
First one on the training pitch, I got to say. That was
I was tripping out. I was like, how did they make that happen? And then it hit me. Reversed it. Yeah, that makes sense. It took me a little bit too long for my liking. I was like really disappointed with myself. But yeah, figured it out eventually. All right.
That's awesome.
Let's talk about the real quick. Because we have a little bit of time. Toronto FC coming up here very soon. February 12th. Actually, 2 days from day of recording.
Wow.
That one's for you, Johnny. He said, wow.
Wow.
I don't use that enough, so.
Wow.
Okay, that's enough. Just one more. It says, God, I love Vince. He starts this his article with just one dress rehearsal remains. LAFC faces Toronto FC this Wednesday, February 12th at 12 p.m. For those of you that were at the LAFC versus Peñarol game, you do get a free ticket to this game, so make sure that you go in and get those. I don't know, was it like sent in an email or something? Or you can,
I think it's a part of your app.
okay.
Honestly. Mm-hmm.
There you go. Now, I think I have some tickets and I haven't claimed them. Maybe I'll give them away.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll give them away to somebody.
I mean, I don't think it's going to be like a sellout like it was against Peñarol.
No.
So,
Hey, but for
especially
all of,
with the 12 o'clock kickoff. Like,
well, but everybody wants to go see Simon, or no? I knew that was gonna be a response. You don't want to go see Laurent Simon? Come on, guys. Everybody wants to go see.
Yeah.
Simon.
Thanks for the memories, sir.
hi to
But
him. No.
yeah, no.
All right.
You're gonna see Bradley? Yeah. I mean.
Oh yeah. Well, Bradley. There you go.
Bradley be there. So
Yeah.
no, they have a decent lineup. They should again, they should be a lot closer, just like us, to being game shape, and you'll see a lot more starters in this match. For us, it's an outright dress rehearsal for those who are in town.
Yeah.
Of course, our biggest problem right now is just who's available.
Yeah. Absolutely. So just to kind of give you guys an idea on the club right now, how they're doing, and of course I'm not talking about LAFC. We know how they're doing. I'm talking about Toronto. They have been playing their preseason here in Irvine, and the Toronto club has actually faced Colorado, beat them 4-0 in a match. It featured two 60-minute halves. Josie Altidore and Jonathan Osorio got on the score sheet in the friendly, and then homegrown winger Jacob Schaefelberg rounded out the scoring. So they're doing pretty darn good so far. But that was
they are who they are, right? They're in the final for a reason. So, yeah, they'll be fine. They're looking pretty good. We're looking pretty good under the circumstances. When our top boys are in there, we kind of run the show. So, more top boys should be in the lineup for the starting 11. We should see a better look as to what could be happening in Leon, minus a few that are traveling back from Olympic qualifying.
That's right.
Condolences to those gentlemen that were in that tournament, since
they're all coming back.
They're all coming back,
Brazil
but
ones.
they're just coming back.
Yeah.
Again, sorry for the guys that they didn't make it. They needed a result from Argentina that didn't quite happen. So the boys are coming back. So we've been back without Rossi, Chanela, Atuesta, Segura, and Cifuentes. Their tournament is over. It wrapped up on Sunday. They've made their way back to LA. I have a hard time seeing them getting a lot of minutes in this match, maybe a few. It'll be crazy if they did, even though I know it's the last training session before, or last run out before Leon. But as I've been told by a certain individual, the boys are the boys. They know their system. They've been in our system for the entire year, some longer. It's a matter of, they should be fit. So don't worry too much by what happens next week. It's just sad that they don't get a lot of time with the boys before something counts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you were saying, LAFC will face Leon less than a week after the final preseason match. So you don't want to read too much into the lineups in preseason, but it's likely a good chunk of the players starting this match will find themselves on the pitch in Leon. And this match is a chance, and of course I'm talking about the Toronto game, it's a chance to get a bit of insight into Bob Bradley's thinking ahead of the CCO match. And one last chance for a few of the players to showcase what they can do. That's directly from the preview here from Vince. He also did bring up what you just said, which is that, Bob has been out without 5 players, and they're all on their way back from the Olympic qualifying tournament. Now, they're very likely not going to play in the Toronto match, but there's a good chance that they would be showing up in the CCO match if they have made their way back successfully into the squad. That's the thing. Right.
Yeah, and what I gather is, they will be back by Wednesday. That's simple. They're probably already back in town tonight.
Yes.
Coming back quick. So, yeah, I heard the Colombian players are coming just after the Uruguayan players, like a day different. So, I don't know why, but that's what I heard. Yeah, rough case. I know Cifuentes had a bit of a knock. Hopefully he's okay. The other ones are fully healthy, ready to go, in shape because they've been playing with their national team. So, in this lineup, I mean, if I'm going to guess it out, our back line is going to look like what it should look like, right?
Yeah.
Except for,
would agree with
Segura.
Oh.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
Question is, who's going to be the left back, right?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That's a good one. I don't
Interesting.
think it's Harvey. I think it's between El Munir and Palacios, depending on Palacios' health from getting knocked in the last match.
If I'm being honest, I think El Munir, dude.
Dude, he looks hungry.
So he looks like he has something to prove this season.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The social media comments from him kind of suggest that as well, right? Have you seen it? He's ready. He's ready for this. And it'll be great. He's fine. Blackman's looking super ready on the right. I had a good chance to talk to him during before one of the events this week. Great conversation with him about form, focus, being ready for this year, working with Vermeer, the back line and how it shapes up. And I got to say, from what I got from him, just from the focus and talking about the way things are working in the back line communication-wise, and the confidence that our new goalkeepers brought to the back line, I'm feeling really good about the back line this year. It's going to be a different vibe. Very different vibe. Also, distribution is going to be very different with that goalkeeper.
Absolutely.
Vermeer's changing things big time to what Bob's ultimately wanted from the beginning. So, nothing against our goalkeepers that we currently have or had before. Again, I think it's a matter of experience in the moment, and the distribution is key. So we're good on that end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are saying Palacios. We'll see.
I mean, yeah.
And-
Again, it's
makes sense,
an
but-
embarrassment of riches on the left right now.
Yeah.
It is, and I find it interesting that Harvey's getting minutes in the middle too.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like, the left back positions. It's a 2-man race right now.
Yeah. We have good problems right now. It's good. There's a couple of bad problems, like obviously Adama Diamante beat out. But another weird one is going to be, what number will Bradley Wright Phillips be wearing since number 99 is taken?
And 9 is taken.
And
So
9 is taken. Dude, stay tuned.
There's gonna be like Mexico that you can finally have 3 digits on a jersey, or
Maybe. I mean, there's a couple other people that don't have jersey numbers either. Like Bryce Duke doesn't have a jersey number.
nope.
These are the important things that we talk about here. So Bryce Duke and Danny Musovsky doesn't have a jersey number either.
True, and I mean, they are officially signed, correct?
Yeah, they're officially signed.
Yeah, so that's kind of strange. I guess we'll find out on Wednesday, right?
They're
That's
going to rock, paper,
be-
scissors for it.
Yeah, right. There could be a bet on the board. You never know.
Never know.
Yeah, no. Again, they're happy with whatever number they get. They've been signed to a contract, so they're just happy to be at the show. We also have to bring up Perez because he's been showing really great form in the lead up to this. So I'm sure he's going to get decent minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Our midfield, what's going to be out there? Blessing, of course. K. Who's the next one, right? Normally that's Cuesta, but again, yeah.
All right, man. Let's move on to what I really want to talk about. We're running out of time, so we have about 10 minutes.
All right.
Okay, we have about 10 minutes to fill in. Actually, we could probably end right now if we wanted to, but I'm not going to because I want to ask you, sir, how was the Jersey event and then the entire rest of the week? Did you get to make it to a few?
Yeah, I went to all but the Saturday event.
Oh,
so
wow.
I went to Jersey launch.
You didn't go to the
and
wellness event. Is that the one, the Saturday one?
Fitness, come on now.
Come on,
I'm not running a
Joseph.
5K. I don't have to meet the target dog. It's
But
okay.
there was yoga and stuff.
yoga.
Okay, so let's talk about the events.
All right,
You
so
actually
the
went to-
jersey launch was pure absolute madness. So yes, jersey comes out. A lovely evening. Our friend Colin Hanks is in New York repping the brand, giving the greatest quote of the night.
Oh,
Kinda stole
shout
time with
out.
that quote. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, that was
Yes.
so good. So what did he say? They asked him what he thought about the Chicharito playing. And
It's great to see him
and-
playing in MLS. It's too bad he's not playing in LA.
Yes.
Yes. Well
So
done.
good.
The master.
And then of course the trolls came out trying to like throw him
Oh,
under the
they're
bus.
pissed. They're pissed. Yeah.
And he still was like, yeah.
Well, dude, I love the next
Share my
comment. They're like,
receipts.
oh, you rooted for the Galaxy. And he basically said, oh, yeah, I cashed that check.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh,
He said,
man.
"I
Beautiful.
cashed it."
Beautiful.
And then he said, I rep LAFC for free. That's right.
He pays to rep LAFC.
That's right.
He has
He's
a
a
season ticket.
He is a season ticket holder.
He's paying.
For those of you that don't know, off to the right from the north end, he sees us every single game. And he is he knows about the players. Like,
Dude.
he follows the
Yeah.
podcast, which, by the way, if you're listening, sir, thank you for that. Thank you for giving us the
Yeah.
best quote ever. We've got your back. You know that.
That was lovely.
That was so
lovely.
good. So good.
So, yeah, the event goes down. There's a line that's going like 3 blocks around the place. It's creating traffic in Chinatown like that, okay? Pure madness, packed, nuts. I end up getting in after Jimmy kidnaps my child.
Jimmy
yeah.
kidnapped your child?
He kidnapped my child to go to the Jersey event. It was pretty funny.
Oh, wow.
So I go in, get into it. It fills up. It gets crazy. There was 2 heat presses for the numbers for customization, and again, the numbers of people that came in kind of blew that out of the water. Dude, it was a really cool location. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard about the Listamos hashtag, but basically the staff, especially Benchy, again, you're the man, didn't sleep for like weeks to get these events off the ground. But, yeah. So basically what happens is we have this event. It's huge. It's awesome. The music is good. Style is good. Active kicks in. Again, line going everywhere. I've never seen anything like it for anything in MLS. This is new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's insanity the first night. Second night, much more chill. It's the art night. An exhibition by...
I heard there was tattoos. Sorry, I heard there was tattoos going on.
There was tattoos. Sandy actually got one
Whoa!
on her ankle. Yeah, my wife got one. A certain player got one.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
We can say who it was because I think it's already been talked about.
I think it's about
Mark Anthony K.
Yeah, that was really cool. I mean, what he got was cool too. So very
nice.
personal. Very personal with what he did. So
Cool.
that was awesomeness. I think we were egging on Blackman to get one, but he's so focused on the season that wasn't happening.
No.
Dead serious on that. I mean, that was basically what we were like, dude. No, he wanted to, but again, it's about what's happening in Leon, and that's his focus. So that I love that. His mindset's still perfect right now.
Good. We need him to be like that.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
need
He's
all of the.
He's of the
entire
right
squad.
mind, guys. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Basically, it was more of a chill night compared to the first night. A lot more room. So if you had waited out and gone the second day, it was like easy to get your kid, easy to get customization. Like the rush was gone.
Yeah.
It was funny. But yes, tattoos were happening, and Emad, the greatest photographer of the club that we've ever had. That's totally opposite. Check out Emad Shoots
Yes.
on Instagram. Had a
So good.
display inside the gas station next to where the tattoo artist was at, showing a lot of black and white photos of the history of the club. So a lot of us showed up on there as well. Beautiful, beautiful shots. I know his family was there to check it out as well. And again, nothing but love for all that he's done. He's followed us everywhere, gone across the world with us. Truly cataloged the LAFC experience, both in culture and sport.
Since the beginning, by the way.
Since the very
We
beginning.
have a very good relationship with Imad. Imad is not just a fantastic photographer, just a great, great artist. He's also a great human being. And he's been in it from the beginning. He has, man, if you look at your, your books, I forget what they called it, but the LAFC book that they came out with, the yearbook,
Yeah.
last year,
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness. The majority of those pictures are in fact Imad's, and wow, like what a beautiful representation of not just the club but the city and its people, right? And he just gets it. He gets it so well. So yeah, if you're not already following him, I cannot give you more like I can't ask you any stronger to go and just follow Imad Shoots. IMAD SHOOTS. Imad Shoots on Instagram. I think he's on Twitter also under the same.
Mm-hmm.
He's just
Yeah, if you love the black and gold, you've got to follow him.
You have
because you're really going to get a good look as to the culture of the club. Yeah, no doubt about it. You're missing out if you're not. So, true on that. So that was the second night. Tattoos aplenty. Very cool vibe.
Hey, I was going to ask you got to talk to the players at all that day?
I got a good conversation with Tristan.
Yeah,
Tristan Blackman.
So
just an opportune moment, and we just had a good chance to talk, and most of it was about the way things are setting up on the back line, how Vermeer's transitioning in, how confident the boys feel with him in the back line. That was a lot of the conversation. How focused they are on Leon, how they're training for Leon, where his head is at in the lead up to this, and how prepared he is. And we've seen how good he played against Ben Arol. Yeah. To where he's at and how well he feels having Vermeer behind him, which is really cool because the way they approach the game is a lot different because of the way Vermeer plays and the way he communicates. And he's telling me how much they can hear him. Even with us going full tilt in the Peñarol game, the guys could hear him.
Wow,
he has a way of communicating. And so, yeah, they're looking extremely confident. They know the challenge is brutal. Like it's a massive disservice to have the game at this point of training. It is. We don't even get a league match in, and we have 30 play this match. They know that, but they don't care. It's about getting ready and doing their thing and making it happen and trying to shock CONCACAF, really, to get a result on the road with no competitive matches yet. So he was ready. He was driven. Max ready. He's driven.
I would say to us, right? I don't know if you agree with me, but a result this coming Tuesday, maybe not this Tuesday, the following Tuesday, February 18th to be exact. A result would be obviously a win, but a draw is also a good result coming out of Mexico.
Yeah, exactly. And Leon is in such good form right now.
Oh, there's such good form.
You couldn't get any better right now as an opponent.
Yeah.
So it's rough on us because we are dealing with a team that's really flying right now.
They have a head start. It's almost
a head start, and they're in form. So it's going to be hard, guys. Like, not to sugarcoat things. We're in a rough patch here. Not because we've done anything wrong. It's because we're dealing with a team that's an absolute buzzsaw in their own house.
Yeah.
The good thing is we have quality to go at them. We have speed to go at them. We can counter them. Question is, after the 70th minute, where are our legs going to be? That's the hard part.
I mean, it's great to hear, though, that the communication with Vermeer is there. And
there's good confidence in what they do.
Listen, I don't know if anybody else agrees with me, but I just feel like ever since Vermeer came into the squad, there was a certain sense of calmness now in the back. And not just for our defenders, but for us as supporters. It was just a little bit of a sigh of relief. We got a number one, even though he's not really number one. It's we got our number one. This is our goalie. Nothing wrong with Cisniega. I'm still confident.
No.
It still feels like, man, but there's something different there with the experience.
I think it's quite obvious that Vermeer is the now and Cisniega is the future. Yeah. Because Cisniega's skill set is extremely high. Size is good. Aggressiveness, pretty good. Decision making, still working on it, right? That takes experience. Goalkeeping is one of those jobs, right? But he's working into it. He's improving every week, and now that he has a veteran keeper like Kenneth Vermeer with him, and a goalkeeper coach like Zach Abdel, right? As challenging as it gets. He's the future. There's just no question.
Did you see that video of him getting scored on by Vela? Another left-footed beautiful shot, and he said, "There's nothing I can do
That's pretty.
What's the name of the goalkeeper again? The goalkeeper coach?
Zach
Abdel. Zach Abdel. Sorry. Mm-hmm. So he goes, nothing to do, Zachy, or something like that. You're like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
that I could have
Not-
done to stop
no.
that ball. But you hear him actually whisper right before that when he gets scored on. He's like, beautiful goal. Like he's telling himself, like, God, I just got scored. Like, what else is there to say? First of all, you gotta love that. That's super cool to see that back. The background of that and the like behind the scenes type of thing. But yeah, I absolutely agree. I think he is the future. But we have Vermeer now, and there's a certain sense of calmness now in the back for me that I didn't have for the past 2 seasons, I can say.
And you know me, I was very much. I wasn't high on each match going in, especially the big crucial matches against Carson, against playoffs. I just kind of went, like let's hope he gets through this one.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that. Like, let's just hope we get through this one, that we won't have any gas coming out of our goalkeeping position. So
Yeah.
I don't have that vibe now.
No.
There's a different level of aggressiveness. The distribution is going to really pin people back. Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good, and I do. I felt really good after talking to Tristan about where his head is at regarding the situation. And again, nothing to take from anybody else. It's just really good to have experience back there.
Yeah.
Really good to have experience.
And so you also had an encounter with somebody else.
I
During that
did.
week.
I did. I don't want to quote him or anything like that, but I had a really odd, really cool run-in with Bob Bradley.
Mr. Bob Bradley.
I went to go buy a hat, man, before the rush came in, and he just happened to be in the store, just kind of waiting for his appearance.
Just hanging out.
Just hanging out, and I wasn't gonna jump in and interject or anything like that, but it just kind of happened, and got into a conversation, and then the conversation kept going to the point where it was me and him just talking for a little bit.
That's awesome.
And it wasn't anything planned; it just happened, and it was football, which was really cool. Yeah, I was kind of geeked out a little bit about it, and got kind of like professor to student kind of mindset is how I felt the whole time, which is cool. And got a really good vibe and really good conversation as to how things are going in preseason, the situation they're in lineup wise with players being gone. But it was very much, again, the system is there, the plan is there, everything is in place as it should be. Things could be quicker, people could be together longer. It didn't work out that way. But again, there's confidence in the system. The system, if the players play it, will be fine. And what you do know going in, even having that conversation, is this season is a long one. No matter what happens, by the time we get to the fall, I think we're going to be in a really good spot. We're building ourselves to be in a really good spot. And again, we're developing our own system and our own unique way of approaching things, thanks to what Bob is doing. So I walked away from the conversation going, he's Bob, it's what you think and more. And there's a special intensity that he has that, again, I'm thankful for it, because it actually does rub off on the players. Like when I was talking to Tristan, like his name came up a lot.
Yeah, he's a total teacher. In
terms of expectations and his voice being within them, and he doesn't have to say it, and they're already hearing it from him internally
with his voice and everything.
With his voice and everything, knowing what the right and wrong is, and it's just again, we're in good hands, guys. That's what I can tell you. So I got a little bit of a cool lesson and an intense lesson, and
Very cool.
Again, I'm thankful for it, no doubt.
So a couple of things before we call it a night. And a couple of you have asked, when are we getting the Leon preview? I have a little bit of surprise. I didn't actually get to talk to Joseph. Joseph's going to be gone, so we're not going to have a
show. I'll be in Guanajuato that day. So
so we're not going to have a show on Monday. However, I will be coming to you with another guest, a very special guest. I won't tell you who that is just yet, but we are going to be releasing. It's all going to be about Leon, and in preparation to getting ready for that on Tuesday. That is going to be coming out this weekend. So if you're not already subscribed on iTunes or Google Play or Stitcher or Spotify, make sure that you do that, because you are only going to be able to hear this preview for the Leon LAFC game. It's going to be a really good one. It's going to be a really good guest, so I would hope that you all please sign up and get subscribed so that you get notified when that happens. Other than that, I'll post links and stuff like that, obviously, on social media on the weekend. But I mean, I'm just saying you should subscribe. Okay, so you are gonna get that from me coming this weekend. It is not Ox, Johnny. It won't be Ox. It's somebody that knows Leon really, really well. So
That's pretty funny.
and then one thing that I did want to actually talk about now, since if you don't get to listen to that other one, or if you are in Leon and you don't get to download the episode, there was a comment here. Let me pull it up real quick so I can read it to you, Joseph, because I thought it was a really good one. From Vandy, Vandy Horn 12 on the chat room. He or she said, many of us going to Leon aren't in supporter groups, so not in WhatsApp chat groups or anything like that. Is there any precautions being talked about for walking around town or at the stadium?
Yeah, straight up, I will. I don't want to be in the business of scaring people, but guess what? I'm going to scare you anyway.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah, I don't think
Better
a lot
safe
of
than
our
sorry. Okay, that's what I would say. Better safe.
a lot of our people really don't, I think, grasp supporter culture globally. What we have here is a bit unique and a little bit tame compared to the rest of the world. Okay. Leon supporters are intense, as are most supporters around the world. We have received some information regarding the way we need to caution ourselves in town. And the one thing that I've heard a lot of is when it comes to wearing your colors, don't do it around their stadium, especially isolated.
Yeah.
You're opening yourself up big time. So for those of you that know, we are working on a meeting location. We're working on an area where we can meet up and go in as a group. Of course, strength in numbers as always when you're an away supporter, especially in international matches. But yeah, the warning we got is that like the hats and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're in and around the stadium, proceed with caution. Probably best not to, especially if you're going in alone. Once you're in stadium, that's a whole different story. We're going to be basically caged off from everybody else. I kid you not, it's a cage. Yeah, look it up. It's kind of crazy. But once you're in, right? You're in the security apparatus. I will tell you that in terms of looking for law enforcement to back you up outside of the stadium, don't look for it. In terms of thinking you're going to get packed up the way you do here and with security apparatus, it's not organized the same way. Okay. They do march to the match, so be aware of where that's going to happen. And as we get details, we will release them. There will be precautionary emails sent. There will be notifications from the 3252 as the week progresses regarding this. I can just tell you on the short side of things, again, on match day. Now, if it's a non-match day and you're a tourist, different story, right? But stadium site, yeah, be a bit subtle with the way you support until you get in there and go nuts. Or at least until you get into the big group. So, walking alone, wearing the colors around the stadium, around their supporters, you're kind of asking for it.
Yeah.
Straight up. Yeah. And we've been told that, I'm not going to lie, we have heard enough from them to know that they warned us as well.
Yeah, so what I would say is, for those of you that are listening and are not necessarily a part of any groups or anything like that, follow 3252 on social media. And also, there is a Facebook group called LAFC Fans. I would be a part of that because there's probably more information coming, and it's going to come out of there. If you're not part of the 3252 social media, at least join the LAFC Fans page, because that information should be, hopefully, right, Joseph? At least kind of
yeah, and if you are
bit.
traveling, even send me a message so I can get you. There are chats being developed right now, especially, There is an away days chat, that's the 3252 away days chat that's popping up. So if you want to get into those conversations and be a part of that conversation, so you're in the loop when we're down there, there is one out there so we can send updates. So reach out to me. That's cool.
Yep.
I'm good with it.
Cool.
Through Twitter's fine, through Instagram's fine, but reach out to me so I can get you into the loop.
Yes. All right, that's it. That's gonna do it for us. Episode 126. Joseph, any parting words? Any of Joseph's thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Any of Joseph's final thoughts?
CBA is gone. Focus on football. Hype train. We've had a good one, right? A good run for 3 nights.
Wow.
Now it's back to football.
Yep.
Get ready. Get crazy. if you're going on the trip, enjoy it. If you're not, join one of the watch parties. I know Black Army. I know Lucky's is having their watch party. They're all going to be setting up for next week. So if you're in town, link up with one of them. Everyone's more than welcoming, and the more Black and Gold gets together, the better. So don't ever feel that if you're not officially a part of a supporter group that you can't embed with that supporter group.
Yeah.
Again, we're among friends, we're among comrades. It's a brotherhood when it comes to the Black and Gold, both home and away. So link up, communicate. Never hesitate to do so. If you are traveling on this trip, again, like I said, proceed with caution, but again, enjoy it as best you can, and lose your minds once you're in the cage. We need you to. The club needs you to. We could be rolling up to 1,000 deep. Kid you not.
Wow.
Could be changing the entire game for an international away support for MLS in this match. So let's do our best to make sure it's a positive one and don't become something that's a bad story later on. Yeah. So be mindful of yourself.
Yeah.
And dude, make history with us. Let's do it. Communicate. Talk to me. Talk to the others. Again, we're all open here. We're all in the same team. We're all in the same family. When we travel on the road, again, we're all one unit. We need to act that way.
Yes, that's really, really important. You guys need to make sure that you're smart. If you're going to be in Leon, please take care of yourselves. Be smart. Obviously, as you heard Joseph say, be careful of where you wear the gear, what areas, and who you're traveling with. Always try to, just be smart. Make smart decisions. And, of course, that will help with enjoying your time in Leon. And hopefully you guys get to sightsee and check out how beautiful that part of Mexico is, because it really is beautiful. However, just like anywhere else, we have to tell you to be, obviously careful, cautious. We want to make sure that everybody comes home safe, sound, and ready to go for February 27th. All right?
We got a return leg real quick.
We have a return leg really fast. So, all right. With that being said, that's it for us. Episode 126 in the books. Please make sure you subscribe, follow us on all social media, all that good stuff. We have a lot in the works. There's a lot of things happening. Trust me when I say this. There's some really cool stuff happening, possibly, hopefully. I don't want to jinx anything, just like...
We can't. But,
but there's a lot of cool things in the background going on for the season, so I want to make sure that you guys are aware of that. But again, thank you guys all for hanging out with me and Joseph today, as you always do. Not just in audio, but also in the chat room. If you're not a part of the chat on Monday nights, you need to join because it's fun. The people here are such a family now. It's so awesome.
It's a community.
Community. It's great. So, yes, again, thank you guys so much. And that's going to do it for us. Episode 126. For Mr. Joseph Zacher, my name is Jerry Jimenez, and you have been listening to the Heart of LAFC podcast. Stay golden.
Thank you for listening to the Heart of LAFC. Make sure to leave us a rating and review on iTunes or Stitcher. Shoulder to shoulder, the Black and Gold is taking over.